everyone, Darktoylord here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today let's take a look at this Voltron Legendary Defender 14-inch tall Ultimate Voltron action figure. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Alright, here's the front of the package. You get the Voltron logo, top left hand corner. Includes 15 plus phrases and sound effects. Here we have an image of Voltron from the cartoon, spinning him around. We have some photographs of Voltron in various positions. Here on the back, we have another giant picture of Voltron. Again, 15 phrases and sounds. Voltron lights up, ultimate posability. Plus, he fires lasers from the Green Lion's mouth. You have the wings that can be posed. And that pretty much says that. So let's go ahead, jump over to the action figure, and we'll reconvene there. Okay, real quick, let's go ahead and verify that height. He does come in at 14 inches tall. Right off of the bat, one thing that I can tell you is that he is, he is tough to pose, because even though you have these pretty solid ratchet joints in the figure, he's got a lot of sway to him, so it's kind of tricky to get him into that pose that you want and then be confident that he's not going to fall over. Okay, that being said, let's see if we can just take a look at the articulation. Let's take his sword. Look at this real quick. So this is a Voltron sword. Nothing really fancy about it. You have this nice translucent blue right here for the blade, and then you have painted details everywhere else. I think it's molded in the black plastic, so the red and silver, that's what's painted on. In regards to articulation, the head up and down. Let me position the camera. Okay, so the head is up and down, side to side. The ears don't do anything, since this is the non-transformable version. Shoulders. You can hear the real tight ratchet joint there. So up and down, outwards. He does have a swivel here in the forearm, in the upper arm. Then you have another tight ratchet joint for the elbow. No swivel in the forearm. At the lion's head, which would also serve as the wrist, does not do anything, at least for the Green Lion. And the reason being is because if you open up his mouth, might be tough to see, but there is a little missile in there. So there's a launching mechanism. One thing about that launching mechanism, though, and the positioning, let's see if I can zoom in, is that the way it is, the missile, if you fire that, the missile is going to hit the the roof of the mouth first on its way out. So you press this button here on the side, and let's see if I can do it without losing the missile. So it hits the roof of the mouth, and so it points downward. Just an observation, not that it really takes away from the toy at all. Let's go ahead and get this guy back in there. And close up the mouth. Nice. Going to the Red Lion, same articulation. Shoulder, elbow, swivel in the upper arm. Nothing in regards to wrist articulation. His mouth opens up. This is the line that would hold the sword. So you have a nice tight spring-loaded joint right there. So it holds the sword not as tightly as the 16-inch version, though. So it's kind of floppy in his hand. And I can swivel around like this without even opening the jaw. So, I mean, it's not going to fall out. You're not going to lose the sword. It's just not as sturdy in that hand. Okay, no waist or torso articulation. You come down here for the hips. You have outward movement, and then you go up and down. We do have thigh articulation right here, and then knee articulation. Not a full 90, but pretty close. And that's on both sides. zoom down to the feet. Refocus. Alright, now the feet are weird because of the whole heel. So here's the lion head, which acts as essentially the toes. And here's the flat. The heel, you would think the heel would be right about here, but there's nothing there. There's nothing to fold out to act as a heel. So this is pretty much all that he has for his foot. And it's not, maybe that's one of the reasons why you have that instability, because there's not that rear heel to really help keep him in place. So you can just, you go full, he falls back, he falls forward. So I'm definitely not too thrilled about that. Also, let's zoom around to the back. Let's not miss this articulation. The wings do move, so they can move over like this, and they can outwards and also upwards. So you can get some decent posing with the wings. The only limitation there is your imagination. Right here in the back, here's the on-off switch, so let's go ahead, turn this guy on, and we'll take a listen to some of the sound effects. The button's right here on his waist.
Form Voltron!
So you can see he lights up in the head as well as the chest.
Wedge, hook, give me full reverse thrusters. Let's cut the Gara down to size. We are Voltron.
Okay, so that's just a sampling. Now, what I do like about this guy, so if you're watching the cartoon, you know that Voltron is, he's not like a new robot. He's been around for a while. He's gone through various pilots. And with this toy, he has like battle damage on him that helps solidify the fact that he's not a brand new robot, that he's been around fighting evil for a while. I do like the proportions on this guy. A lot more show accurate. The 16 transformable version is very bulky, and we'll do a comparison to show you side by side what I mean. So that being said, let's go ahead and bring him in now. Okay, so here we have the 14-inch Ultimate Voltron on the left, and then the 16-inch Legendary Transformable Voltron on the right. So both of them do suffer from the same instability. I'm thankful that both of them are standing up without any issues right now, but they are both, guy on the left, loose joints, his heels kind of lacking. The guy on the right is just big, bulky, top heavy, and they both have pretty strong ratchet joints, but neither one seems to be strong enough to hold them up all that well. I do like the proportions for the Ultimate one, much a lot better than I do like the proportions on the Legendary. So yeah, I mean, there's not that much size difference either. Based on the price points, I really suspected the Legendary transferable one to be gigantic, but there's only about a 2-inch difference between the two figures. So what I think I'll end up doing, because I don't necessarily need two Voltrons, since they're so close in looks, I don't think I need the two of them standing side by side. So what I'll probably end up doing is keeping the 14-inch as my Voltron figure, and then I'll take the Legendary Voltron and I'll break him up into the core lions and have them displayed as lions as opposed to Voltron. So there you have it. This guy cost me $40 at retail. I know right now they're still kind of tough to find, so if you jump online, some people are asking astronomical prices. But yeah, so this was $40, and for $40, this is not a bad toy. I do wish he was a little bit more stable, but I'm still happy to have him. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know below. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember, comment, like, and subscribe. And please, by all means, share if you want to. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.